Well, everybody, we have made it to the 11th month of the year somehow. March still feels like it was 18 years ago. Dale and I had quite a weekend. I think I'm unwell. That's what his hat says today.
Will needed the hat for today. Will had a rough Saturday. Halloween did not treat William well. But guys, welcome to What's on the Menu. It is Monday, November 2nd. Will is hungover. His Chargers didn't treat him well yesterday either. Spooky season was not Will's friend. Will, Clemson survived spooky season without Trevor Lawrence. Surprised?
I don't think I am surprised at all because we said on Friday that Clemson's a program that has interchangeable five-star players all over their roster. There's no surprise there. Boston College wasn't that good. The bigger news that everyone's making is this big game on Saturday where Clemson's supposed to take on Notre Dame. Peace out, Trevor Lawrence, because he's still not done with his health protocol amongst testing positive for COVID. So they're still favorited.
You know, I'm shocked that they're the favorites in that game. And I don't necessarily think that Notre Dame is going to win the game. But Boston College gave Clemson a scare. And Boston College is not that good of a team. Trust me, I think Boston College will get in the right direction eventually here. But as it sits, that game with Clemson should not have been close. So Notre Dame, Clemson's on upset alert here. Notre Dame is going to go in and I think they're going to win this game.
Really? That's a bold statement.
I do.
At this point, I'm always thinking about Lawrence. And again, me and Dale are preaching his health first, not the betting line. Hopefully he's doing well. I think at this point, right? Is he checked out? I think he wants to go to the NFL. But what's even worse than testing positive for COVID is potentially being employed by the New York Jets. And that's who's favored to be the first overall pick.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Trevor Lawrence, I wouldn't be surprised if he went back to school. No one wants to play for the Jets. But somebody who has not mentally checked out yet is Justin Fields. The kid has been electric. And I promise you guys, with Trevor Lawrence out these 2 weeks and Justin Fields playing again, that Heisman race, his gap is going to close very quickly.
I think it's closed already because the numbers have shown that Lawrence is not favored to win the Heisman. And after what Justin Fields did on Saturday, among spooky season, as Dale says, this was a great Halloween for Ohio State fans. You guys took care of Penn State.
We did. We looked solid. I wasn't that worried about Penn State, to be completely honest. I thought that they'd be a scare, but the line was still 10.5. They don't have Micah Parsons. A couple of their best players weren't playing, so we kind of knew what we were going in. But at the end of the day, it's still a big road game. We had to get the job done. We played well. We're moving on. That's the thing that's scary about college sports right now, college football. There is no room for error.
Yeah.
You know, it's 1 week at a time. You have to look dominant. You have to look good. You have to have style points. And that's why this...
And you can't contract COVID. That's what's really hurting, I think, Clemson right now. Wrapping up college really fast. Your second favorite team, the University of Michigan Wolverines, lost to Michigan State last week, who lost to Rutgers, who has been a fucking joke in the Big Ten for the better part of last decade. Hot seat for Jim Harbaugh?
I think Jim Harbaugh is on the hot seat, but I don't even necessarily think it's a hot seat at this point. I think they will mutually part ways at some point over the next 6 to 8 months. I think that Jim Harbaugh is better suited to be an NFL coach. And I've been seeing a lot of rumors on Twitter, a lot of sports guys, Vegas guys say that there are a ton of NFL programs that will let Jim Harbaugh pretty much run their team. They said that they think that they would give Jim Harbaugh full control because he knows how to win at that level. So I think this is Jim Harbaugh's last season as the Michigan Wolverines head coach.
Before I go off on a huge tangent, and that tangent being my Chargers, I think should consider hiring Harbaugh, let's go to the NFL now. The other Harbaugh, his brother. So you had the Steelers and Ravens. He's the head coach, John Harbaugh, for the Ravens. Steelers, Ravens, I think we learned a lot in this game for two separate sides of the coin. One, the Steelers are 7-0 for the first time since the late 70s and are looking pretty fucking dominant, which I can't stand. And you had the Ravens who, maybe they're the Clayton Kershaw of the NFL. And maybe I referred more, personally to Lamar Jackson. And I only say that because he seems to handle every moment during the regular season with poise, except during the postseason and big teams like the Steelers and the Chiefs, he never gets it done.
Yeah, this is the thing that sucks. We're sitting in my seat. It sucks that these teams are so good, in my opinion. Like, no matter what you want to say, like, about the Ravens potentially being like the Clayton Kershaws, I think that could happen. I really do. But no matter what, this division, like the Browns are 5-3 right now. And like usually I would be so ecstatic on cloud nine, like let's go.
After a snowy loss to the Raiders too.
We'll get to that. But at this point, the Steelers and Ravens look so good. It's like they're playing a different sport. Like there's not many teams in the NFL that like are under this category, but I think it's safe to say that the Steelers, Ravens, Chiefs,
and Seattle maybe.
Seattle's up there. I think if their defense was a little, I don't want to say better, they'd be more involved, but those four teams, they're just different. They look like they're playing a different sport every week, and it sucks. They have weapons everywhere. The Steelers' defense is legit. The one thing I am worried about in Baltimore, though, is are they using their weapons right? Hollywood Brown had a tweet last night after the game saying, "Why have us if you're not going to use us?" Pretty much, like
pretty cryptic. Yeah. And one of their best defenders, Marlon Humphrey, tested positive for COVID-19 this morning. So that's not good. Other quick hitters, I got to go off on my Chargers really fast. What the fuck are you doing, Anthony Lynn? It's getting so hard to root for them. And then, as much as I want to abandon them right now, this has become a common thread in the fabric of that franchise. Because why am I not surprised that this happened? It's like a 24-3 curse. It's 4 straight games that they've given up a lead of 16 or more points. You cannot do that. We've had coaches in the history of the Chargers franchise do that before, where they play not to lose. And what happens? You lose every time. You go up 21-3. I think Anthony Lynn has to be on the hot seat. You cannot afford to do that in the NFL. You can't. That was a huge must-win against a division opponent. They haven't played very well in Denver since 2011. I can't. I think that contributed to my Sunday Scaries mood and why I am unwell today. Yeah, no, I definitely understand that. He got to play to win the game, and after they got that lead, it was almost like they were playing to keep the lead, not play to win the game. So turnovers, mistakes, can't stand it. Yeah, no, you can't do it, and it's the NFL, so you don't have that much room for error. Anthony Lynn, hot seat watch. We'll just jump into it now. Browns, Raiders. Raiders came into Cleveland on a cold, windy, wet, snowy day, and a perfect recipe for a Cleveland victory at home. Yeah, and somehow I almost said Oakland. The boys of Vegas came in and took it down. The Dome Boys beat us in our city, when it was 40, windy, rainy, wet, cold. They came in and beat us. We had 6 total drives the entire game. We had 6 drives. One of those drives ended in a Harrison Bryant fumble. The first drive that we had in the game, which it was deep in their territory, which killed. We had 2 field goals all day. We had a lot of drops. The Raiders are a legit team. They've beaten the Chiefs. They've beaten the Browns. They're 4-3 in a tough division. You guys have to see them again. Are you on the Raiders train? Do they have a chance to do something? They defeated the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're slated to play them later. I don't know. I always think that these intra-division games have always been tough. It doesn't matter if you're prolific like the Chiefs or a laughingstock like the Chargers. Division opponents are always tough. Other quick hitters, the Vikings defeat the Packers at Lambeau Field. Yep. I would figure at this point the trade deadline I think is tomorrow. Maybe Green Bay addresses the trade deadline with the receiver because Devontae Adams can't do it by himself. Dynasty over. The Bills defeat the Patriots. The Bills are legit, 6-2. I think I want to put some money stock into them right now. Cam Newton fumbles with 31 seconds left. Get out of here. The Chiefs were kind of in a daze playing the New York Jets until they finally woke up and realized, holy fuck, the Jets suck. We came and got a win. Seattle just kind of handled business as usual, like a well-oiled machine, just kind of went about their business, took care of a battered 49ers team, and Jimmy G's hurt. And now he's playing on Thursday night. I'm not sure if he's going to play. Is Nick Mullins the answer? And are the Rams the NFL's worst 5-win team? If there's anything really fast, Dale, they had played 4 games in the morning window on the East Coast. Yeah. You're from the East Coast. You know how hard it is on your body to adjust. I think it's tough. It is. It's not easy at all. But the Rams, that's a talented team still. On paper, it looks really good. The NFC West is still solid, I think. Yeah, they call them the worst 5-win team. I wouldn't go there. But I think everybody with eyes has to admit that something's got to get better there. It really does. And something's got to change if they want to win a Super Bowl. But guys, stay tuned. We will have the Halloween costume giveaway coming up today. William's going to get on that, finish that up. I take responsibility for not doing that on time. So stay tuned. People are going to get their prizes. Just listen. Stay tuned. Give us a follow, WTM Daily. Hit the sub button, Apple, Spotify, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. See you guys on Wednesday. Peace.